association. Oh, hello, and welcome back for another ASMR facts video. And for today, I chose a subject suggested by some of you in the community tab, and it's related to the poorest countries in the world in 2023. So I made a top 10 of the most poorest countries in the world, and after I put them in descending order at the final, we're gonna debate some facts about. First, let's switch it to the top. So we're gonna start with number 10, which is Liberia in Africa. Well, in terms of GDP or gross domestic product, Liberia has $1,788 GDP, and it's in the 10th place of these top poorest or impoverished countries in the world. A cool fact or interesting fact about Liberia is that it's Africa's oldest country. At number 9 is another African country. It's Chad. Well, it's not far away in terms of GDP from Liberia. It has 1,787 GDP or gross domestic products. Well, that's a little bit strange because Chad has Africa's 10th largest oil reserves, but yet poverty remained very widespread, and that thing make it one of the poorest countries in the world. Alright, and at number 8, sorry, it's Malawi. Well, actually, Malawi has a GDP of 1,682. Malawi, it's one of the Africa's smallest nation. Well, Malawi's economy largely depends upon rain-fed crops and agriculture, and it's because of that it remains vulnerable to weather-related shocks and climate. The most poverty is because of the insecurity of food in the rural parts and access to water. So Malawi, it's at number 8 with $1,682 per GDP. Number 7. Well, number 7 it's Niger. Well, Niger has 1,600 GDP or dollars GDP. But Niger has another big threat, and maybe that's why the poverty is so high. Niger is under the threat of desertification, and these things results in very high food insecurity, and of course the diseases that are with mortality rates. Besides that, recurrent clashes of the army with the rebels affiliate Boko Haram have has a big accent on the poverty in this country. Okay, so we are at number 7 now. On number 6. On number 6 is Mozambique. Mozambique has a GDP of $1,556 GDP. Well, the Mozambique in the past was a former Portuguese colony and has often averaged GDP growth more than 7%. In the past was that. Yet it remains among the poorest countries in the world. Okay, and this was at number 6. Now we are at the middle of the top 10, and we have here at number 5 the Democratic Republic of Congo. Well, since gaining the independence from Belgium in 1960s, the Democratic Republic of Congo has suffered decades of dictatorships, political instability and violence, making it a regular in the world's ranking poorest country. But the country is the world's largest producer of cobalt and Africa's leading source of copper, and these are essentials in the production of electric vehicles. But despite that, Democratic Republic of Congo it's considered, or it's one of the poorest countries in Africa and has in the world, and has a GDP of $1,474. Alright, so we passed the middle of the top of the list, and we continue with number 4. Well, number 4, it's Somalia. Well, Somalia has a GDP of $1,374, and this is a land of conflicts. In 2020's brought coronavirus, floods, and unprecedented infestations of locusts. Today, Islamist insurgents are trying to overthrow the central government, concurrent with wars struck in 4 decades, with humanitarian agencies warning about that half of the population of Somalia is in desperate need of assistance. Somalia is again near top or bottom of the world's poorest countries in ranking. Well, so this was at number 4 in our rankings. Now at number 3, it's CAR, or Central African Republic. Well, the Central African Republic has a GDP of just $1,127. Well, but despite this, or beside this, it's very rich in gold, oil and uranium and diamonds, but it seems that it's not enough. The Central African Republic is a very wealthy country. So it's a very wealthy country, but it's inhabited by very poor people, and is considered among the poorest countries in the world for more than a decade. Okay, now that was with number 3. We are in top 3. Now let's switch to number 2. And in number 2 we have Burundi. Well, Burundi is another African country, and its tiny locket, its landlocked, lacks of natural resources, and has been scared by a 12 years civil war, contributing to its ranking of the second poorest country in the world. Food insecurity is almost twice as high as the average of sub-Saharan countries. Furthermore, access to water and sanitation remains very low, and less than 5% of population has electricity. So try to imagine a country where less than 5% of the population has access to the basic comfort of electricity. Yes, sounds scarce. And the Burundi has an GDP below $1,000 and exactly has $891 per capita. And we are at number one. And at number one, we have, of course, another African country. And at number one, it's South Sudan. South Sudan. Well, South Sudan has a GDP of just $516. Well, it's now in 2023, it's considered the very poorest of the world's poorest countries. South Sudan has been racked by violence since its creation, because it's a new state created in 2011, but it's rich in oil reserves. Alright, and it's landlocked and has 11,000 of people. Well, actually, this country has faced inequality, corruption, and warfare since its creation. The majority of population is employed in traditional agriculture, although violence and extreme climate events often prevent farmers from planting or harvesting crops. Okay, so this was the top 10, and we have Liberia as the last country in the top, as the poorest country, and South Sudan the first one in the top, and it's considered the poorest country in the world. Well, actually, you may see that this top is, or ranking, is occupied only by African countries. So we can conclude that many factors in Africa, like drought, for example, like climate change, like calamities and so on, can influence these states or these countries' economical health. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching again. And until next time, I wish you all the best. Bye bye.